Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Demonic. Please ignore the hideous beast on the left side of the screen. That is just the world's greatest pitcher. But this video is not about him. In this video, I want to get more in depth with pitching, specifically the stats in this video. So I'm going to go over the stats, talk about what they mean, and what to look for. Let's say if you're creating a character or creating a pitcher, you know, where you want to put your points depending on what your play style is or what kind of pitcher you are. And let's say you get a new Diamond Dynasty player. You want to check his stats out, see what he's good in, see what he's weak in. I'll tell you how to do that too. So first stat we're looking at is stamina. Stamina, pretty basic. If you ever played the game and you're pitching, you see the energy bar. That's basically your stamina, right? So starting pitchers gonna have a higher stamina. Now higher stamina means you can pitch longer. You can throw more pitches without getting tired. So closers probably gonna have lower stamina. You only need them for one inning, so they're there just to throw heat and get out of there. All right. So the higher this is, obviously, the more pitches you can throw. Boom. Pitch and clutch. Next stat. So this affects your pitching ability when there are runners on base. So if you ever pitched, got a runner on base. Let's say you're using a meter or the pulse or something like that. You'll see it start to move faster once someone gets on base. You know, your pitcher will start getting nervous, and it's just harder to put things where they go. Put the pitches where you want them to go. You know, so the higher this stat is, the less you'll get that effect. So a pitcher with 99 pitching clutch is the coolest, calmest pitcher in the whole world. There can be bases loaded with no outs, and this guy does not give a damn. He's just going to throw his pitches. So important stat for a nice clutch time pitcher. Closers and relief pitchers, setup pitchers, and things like that. Pitching clutch to me is super important because you're normally putting them in a situation that they didn't get themselves into. You're just throwing them in there to try to save the game sometimes. All right. So the next four stats, if you're creating a character, these affect your overall the most, I've noticed. So putting points in here will affect your overall the most. So the first one we have is hits per 9 innings, or H9. We'll call these all H9 or HR9. So H9 affects the ability for a batter to get solid contact on your ball. So if the higher this is, the harder it is for them to get a nice, like the wheelhouse of the bat on that ball. But that doesn't mean, if this isn't filled up to the max, 99, that no one will ever get a good hit on you. Obviously, it depends on the batter and their skill also. So a Clayton Kershaw versus, a Mike Trout, that's a duel. That's a duel. So that's down to where, which pitches you're picking and how good the batter is you're facing. So all these stats, just because they're filled up, doesn't mean they're guaranteed anything. I'm just going to say that right now. So the next one's home runs per 9. It's the same thing like hits, but it limits your ability for the batter to get home runs off of you. So if you don't want to give up long balls, this is huge. 99, it's going to be hard for them to get a home run on you. Strikeouts per 9 inning. This generates swings and misses. So the higher this is, your ball is basically greased up. They will swing through it. Not every time, obviously, but you're just better at it. The higher this is, the better you are at that. And the base on balls per 9, right? BB9. This one limits your ability for walks. So what I've noticed with this is, let's say you're doing a meter, right? And you get good timing. You know that ball's going to go relatively where you want, all right? But with this stat, the higher it is, if you get bad timing on a pitch, or you're late or early on a pitch, it won't drift out the strike zone as much. It'll still stay relatively in the strike zone with a high BB9. So the higher this is, the more strikes you're going to get. You're not going to walk a lot of batters, especially when you start getting tired. You start misplacing your pitches. This will limit that out of the strike zone. Okay. So the next stats here, each pitch has these 3 stats. Every single pitch in the game has velocity, control, and break. So I'm going to show you how to find these on every single pitcher just in a second. But first, let's talk about what they are. Velocity is obviously how fast you throw that pitch. All right, so velocity is important for mainly all pitches. All pitches, a good velocity is tantamount. You would like that. Next one's control. it's how accurate you are with the pitch. So let's say you're doing the meter. Let's go with that meter again, right? If you're off, bad timing, you'll still put it in that relative area you want to get it to. So control, I think, is, for me, it's the most important one, because I want to be able to put my pitches where I want them to go and not have all that error. You know, you'll try to put a pitch in the bottom corner, and you know it'll go towards the guy's ankles, or it'll go right in the middle of the strike zone, and that's pretty annoying. So good control on a pitch is super important to me, the most important thing. And break, this affects this. You know, the higher this is, the better that ball moves. So on a curveball, let's say, that's where you want a lot of break. So if you're throwing that curveball, it's going to curve super hard with the higher the break is. Now I'm going to show you how to find these stats on every single pitcher. So if you get a Diamond Dynasty pitcher, and you know, let's say you just got a guy and you want to know what his best pitch is, which pitches you should be using, and which pitches you should kind of stay away from. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So you just got a Diamond Dynasty pitcher in a pack, and you want to check him out, or any pitcher. Let's say you just want to see what your favorite pitcher is good at, or if you're playing franchise, you want to see what your guys are good at. So here's how I do it. You go to Create and Edit Player, which is in the Options tab of the main menu. Go to Edit Player, and now you go to your pitcher. So let's say I just got a pitcher from, let's say I just got Marco Estrada, right? In a Diamond Dynasty. You go there, you pick him, you go to Edit Player, you go to Attributes, and then you go to Pitching. So when you're here, look, you can see now these stats here. You can see on their player card. You know, if you're playing Diamond Dynasty, you see that circle with all the stats. You'll see these stats here, but you won't see these. So this tells you what pitches they're good at and everything. So this guy, Marco Estrada, has a 4-seam fastball, a changeup, a curveball, a 2-seamer, and a cutter. He's one of those guys with 5 pitches. So what is he good at? All right. So he has an 89-mile-per-hour fastball. To me, kind of slow for a fastball. I like a high 90s. And then there's control, and there's break. Now control, he can put it where he wants. That's good. 80 control is good, right? So he's got good control and good break on it. Now the changeup, velocity is not that important. I like a nice slow changeup. You know, that's what it exactly is. It's the changeup from your fastball. So his velocity is not that important, but his control, that's important. He puts that ball where he wants to. 88, really good. And his break, 86. That's really good too. Now on the curveball, I would like a higher break. You know, a higher break on a curveball means it's gonna curve super hard. You're just gonna pull the string on that ball. All right. His control, not that good. Control on curveballs, very rare you see some high ones. Like, you know, the great pitchers have high control on all their pitches. But his control is not that good. So the curveball, if I'm using him, I'd limit my use on that curveball. Velocity, again, you don't need velocity on a curveball. It's meant to change. It's an off-speed pitch. It's meant to get them off your fastball. Now his 2-seam fastball, low velocity. You'd like that higher. So let's see, like if we raise it, you can see it going super high. I don't remember where it was at, the exact number, but I'm going to put it, I think it was like 59. Let's go back to where it was. As you can see, you'll raise your velocity, the more velocity. His control on it's not that good, but if you raise this, he'll be able to put it, you know, you got 99. You got 99 control. You're putting that ball wherever you want every single time. And the break on a 2-seam fastball is important. It has a little movement on it, so you want to let it move high. Now his cutter's another fastball kind of pitch that you want movement on. You want break. If you just go through the pitches, which I'll have a video later examining every pitch and how they move, but you'll know which ones you want some break on. So if you take a look, you'll see what he's good on, and you know, you'll know where to go from there. So if I was using this guy, I'd definitely be throwing his fastball. He has good control on it. I put it where I want. And I'd be throwing changeups. So for me, this guy's a fastball guy. And then when they're on your fastball, when they're getting the timing for your fastball, you just throw them a nice changeup the pace. Curveball rarely. 2-seamer once in a while. I don't like the lack of control on it. But you know, you don't just want to be a 2-pitch kind of guy. So you know, use them sparingly. But here you'll find out which pitchers, you know, which pitches your pitchers are good at. That's what this is for. So in the next video, I'll talk about the pitch meters and the pitch types. I'll have multiple. This is going to be a series of in-depth pitching videos. So yeah, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like. There's going to be way more coming. Subscribe. If you don't like it, leave a comment. If I said something you're a little confused about, leave a comment, ask questions. Tell me anything I could do better. And stay tuned for the next videos. Thanks a lot.